What's going on, gang? Welcome to the channel. So if you guys are an Olight fan like myself, you probably got a little bit excited this week because Olight released 4 new products for their fall collection, their fall lineup. Olight typically releases new products about every quarter, and I've got 3 of their new ones here. Unfortunately, I'm still waiting on what I think is their best release, which is the Arc Felt Ultra. I think to this point in time, I've got around 8 Arc Felts in total. I think that's their best light they've ever made, and the Arc Felt Ultra is a really sweet looking light. It's just not here yet, but I want to make this video really high level, and I wanted to get it out quick so I can give you guys the current sale price on these things, because the pricing is fantastic for these lights. They have released the Perun or Perun, however you want to pronounce it. I'm going to call it the Perun 3, which is this guy right here. Quite a bit different from the Perun 2, and I'll go over the differences between these two here in just a second. This right now, and let me refer to my notes so I get it right, is $69.99 for about the next 3 days. Typically they're $89.99, so 20 bucks off right now on Olight's website. Then they've released the Baton Turbo. This is a sweet little light, and it is going for $47.99 right now, normally $59.99. And then this guy right here, if that gets in focus, sorry, is what they're calling the Olight Sphere. It's very, very similar to the Olight O-Bulb, which is this guy right here, and I'll have to turn the camera around to turn it on so you can see it. It's $19.99. If you actually buy stuff from Olight and you have an account, these are actually free. The first one's free with your order if you're a silver member, I believe. So, you know, it's worth your while to join the Olight Club, I guess, because you do get quite a lot of perks with it. But let's dive in really quick, show you what I have here right now, and kind of go over the differences and what these lights are all about, because if you guys can snag these up at the current price, I think you're going to be really, really happy. All right, so to start this off, this is the new Perun 3. You can probably see right off the bat that one of the main differences is you've got 3 emitters instead of on the Perun 2. You only have 1 emitter. Big difference here. You also are going to get 3,000 lumens off of this, whereas the Perun 2 is a little bit less at 2,500 lumens. The other big difference, and what I've been waiting for the Perun series, is this right here. We finally get a red light. There was no red light on the Perun 2. So you're going to get about 500 more lumens on the Perun 3 at 3,000 lumens. You're going to get a red light. You're going to get actually 5 white modes. So if you can start it off in moonlight mode, there you go, and then you can toggle all the way up, and then double click for turbo, and then you can triple click warning for your SOS. Quite a few different modes on this light. It does come with a bigger battery than the Perun 2 as well. So this comes with a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, whereas the Perun 2 came with a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, so you're going to get longer runtime on this thing. You've got if I can get that in focus, right up top, you've got a proximity sensor up there, so when this thing is in turbo, oh, and I put the battery in wrong. Should work a little better now. So when you put the light in turbo, double click, sorry for the brightness, it will automatically dim. That's what that little proximity sensor is for. It only works in turbo mode, but that's made so it doesn't blind you if you're trying to read a map and you're in turbo mode, or it doesn't burn anything also, because this will get extremely hot. It's IP68 rated. It's actually lighter too. It's 5.29 ounces versus the Perun 2, which is a little bit heavier at 5.68 ounces. Now I will say, you can see the Perun 2, how it's got the dual-sided pocket clip. I do like that a little bit more than the single pocket clip. And the other probably big difference on the Perun 3 is you can see here on the side, that is where the power button is, where the Perun 2 is up top. So I do wish that Olight would have put their standard battery monitor and brightness level indicators on this switch like they do most of their other lights, but we still just get that one single LED to give us battery gauge. So I wish they would have put that one on there. And to be completely honest with all you folks, I actually like having the button on top of the light. I think it's just more intuitive. That's just for me. So this one, you got to actually come along to the side here and turn the light on, which is just personal preference, but I guess I'm just more used to the Perun 2 light having it up top. But that is the other main difference. But the good thing is we now have a red light. So we've got a solid red light, You can press and hold, and now we're going to get an SOS red light as well. But here's a few quick night shots of this light, and the 3000 lumens you can see is literally lights up everything around you. It is insanely bright. It is a very white light. It's around 6500 K, so it is not warm at all. Huge flood pattern, and it's going to light up camp more than you would ever probably need on turbo unless you were searching for something, which does make a good searchlight too. It is not a thrower, so it's not going to throw very far. In fact, the 3000 lumens is only rated at 160 meter throw, or for us Americans, 524 feet. The flood pattern on this thing is absolutely fantastic. So these lights, again, guys, I use this one in my rooftop tent all the time, and I absolutely love it. And this new version, now that it's got the red light on it, I think is just fantastic. I don't think you can go wrong with any of the Perons. Now it does come with a strappable, with a head strap that you can attach, clip that in and wear this thing as a headlamp. I will say it's a little bit heavy, to be honest, in my opinion. I don't like using these big Perons as a headlamp. That's where I think the really small Perun 2 Mini really does outshine if you're going to use these as a headlamp. These are even, obviously, I don't know the price on these, but they're very good lights, and they do have the red, but I think these are way more comfortable to use as an actual headlamp as opposed to these big guys on top of your skull, because it does kind of start to sag down a little bit. You have to keep the strap pretty tight, but it is doable. It does come with it. And it also comes with a little, this is still in the paper, but it's got a little lanyard, and it comes with a little tiny, almost like a fish hook, and that's just to help you get that lanyard through this hole in the tail cap. And of course, you're going to get your standard Olight charger. Now this bottom is also magnetic, so you can attach this to anything magnetic, and it's going to hold tight, which makes it, you know, you can put it under your hood of your car if it's not aluminum like Ford's, but magnetic tail cap too. So overall, just a fantastic light. And right now, I believe this is only coming in orange and black, but I'm sure they will be coming out with many more colors here soon. Moving on, this guy is absolutely, this might be one of my new favorite Olights. This is the Baton 3 Turbo. And if you can get a good glimpse, that is a very, very deep reflector with a single emitter. This light's only 1,000, I say only, it's 1,000 lumens. However, with that deep reflector, it is giving you 510 meters or 1,673 feet of throw. So a light this small that can fit in your hand is putting out almost 1,700 feet of throw. So obviously you can see here by this shot right here that it is not a floodlight. It is, the sole purpose of this light is what I would consider a searchlight. It is a very, very tight hotspot light. So this is a really fantastic light if you need that extra reach for looking for something in the middle of the night, guys. It's that simple, and it's very, very small. It does have your dual-sided pocket clip, so you can tip down, tip up, put it on the brim of your hat, however you feel comfortable using this thing. It does have an 18350 battery, just like most of these Olights, but the difference about this light also that Olight did, they include in the box this adapter right here. This accepts your standard CR123A battery, so you don't have to go buy these rechargeable Olight proprietary batteries. This will work with this adapter if you've got CR123A batteries, which a lot of like Surefire lights and Phoenix flashlights use. So you guys might have a lot of those batteries laying around. So this comes with this light. Again, magnetic tail cap as well, so it will stick to anything metal if you want to, place it somewhere. And here's the button that I wish they would have put on the Perun 3, but it's got indicators. So over here, you're going to have your actual brightness indicator. Right now I'm in, you can see here, about the second. If I press and hold, it's going to go up. If I double click, that last light's going to be your turbo, your 1,000 lumens. I click it off, these lights over here are going to be your battery gauge. So it's going to go from 100 to 75, 50 to 25%. Just a really, really small light that's going to put out a ton of light, almost 1,700 feet down the field for you if you need it. So another great option from Olight. In fact, I actually ordered the OD green by myself. I paid for it, and they're actually going to be engraving my channel logo up here on the bezel, and they actually do that for free, at least right now. So I ordered the OD green in this turbo, and I'll show you folks what that looks like when I get it here, hopefully in a couple of weeks with my logo laser engraved on it. IPX8 rated. It does have a 1 lumen moonlight mode, so that's probably not even going to show up on camera. But if you just need a tiny bit of light, 1 lumen is going to be great if you're inside a tent and you don't want to wake anybody up. That's probably, yeah, you can barely see it on my hand. But I love having a really, really low lumen moonlight. And of course, you press and hold and it's going to give you all of your different settings. And then double click again. That's going to be your 1000 lumen turbo. That is the Baton 3 Turbo. Now, up last, this thing's kind of, I like these things. I think they're kind of neat. This is what they're calling the Sphere. So I have a few of these Olight bulbs. This one is actually the Pro S version. This is the new Sphere. So you can see here, instead of the old bulb, how it has this plastic bottom half, the Sphere now is the entire light. And right now it's flashing red. That's just the last setting. But you can kind of squeeze it and it's going to go through all different, it's actually got 20 different lighting modes. Press it again. It's really hard to get this on all these modes on camera, but I think they call that Firefly, some kind of fun light. And then you have your white light, and you press and hold, and it's going to go all the way down to as dim as it possibly can. Squeeze and hold, and it's going to go up to 75 lumens. Now you can download the Olight Hub or Olight app, and we can log in to this little light right here, and right now it's on red. I can go into red flash. I can go into color wheel and literally choose any color that I want. You can go into actually music rhythm. You can get 20 of these and you can pair them together to where they're all doing the same thing, and it'll kind of dance around to the music. Interactive, you can actually do a countdown timer if you want. If you just set it for 5 minutes, you can set it for 3 hours, whatever you want. It'll cut off automatically. And then you can go to what they're calling nature. You've got aurora, sunset, blue sky, butterfly, lilac, fountain, just a whole bunch of different little scenes, and it's hard to come through on camera what they actually look like, but they're pretty cool lights. It does come with a little metal Olight coin with some 3M tape, so you can stick this to anything you want, and then this is going to attach to the bottom of this bulb, so you can really put these things anywhere you want. And of course, this, like everything else, comes with the Olight proprietary charger, which is probably the only complaint that I get a lot about Olights are these proprietary chargers, and I get that. But right now, these are the 3 newest Olight offerings right now. Now, I will put a link for all of these in the description below, and again, be on the lookout for the Arcfeld Ultra review, because that is the light that I'm really, really excited about, and hopefully it's going to be here in the mail really soon. But I think they did really well on the Perun 3. The Baton 3 Turbo is absolutely, this is a perfect light to throw in your backpack if you're going camping, because it's going to light up way down the field if you need it. And with that 1 lumen moonlight, it's perfect for inside the tent. Typically around camp, I like more of a floodlight like this. I don't want a tight spotlight when I'm just walking around the tent. I'd prefer to have a floodlight, but I think this gets the job done if you need to look down the field. This is perfect for lighting up the entire camping area that you're at with that 3000 lumens, 3 emitters. You got your red light. Overall, just a great little light, guys. But anyway, I just wanted to get this video out so you guys could hopefully, if you're interested, check them out and get them while they're on sale. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.